right, welcome back to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. In case you tuned off for just a bit, which is understood. But yes, let's get talking political discourse, politics and current affairs on here. And right here, exactly 9 minutes gone past the hour of 9 on the AM side from wherever you're watching across the globe, as well as listening to from across the globe, knowing fully well that we have a very global outreach where peoples from all walks of life get through to us, connect with us, and of course be a part of all of the programmings that we bring on different prog shows on here on radio. We appreciate you in no small way. All right. My name is Goodluck Daniel, and yes, there's been a political turmoil that's brewing within the political space, and one of which stands out. A lawyer, Mr. John Mary Chukwakasi Gideobi, has approached the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking to stop former President Goodluck Jonathan from contesting the 2027 presidential election. Now, this suit questions Jonathan's eligibility based on sections 1, 2, and 3, and 137 subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. Now, the plaintiff is arguing that if Jonathan wins the 2027 presidential election, he would exceed the 8-year limit for a Nigerian president. Now, quite a number of persons saying, is this person chasing clout, or does he really understand the parameters for what he's saying? Could it be a sponsored appeal, maybe from the ruling party or any other party, opposition, maybe the ADC, or is this just a personal rendezvous? But we cannot really say, because it is his right as a citizen of Nigeria to put out some of his thoughts and fears, as long as it is within the Constitution or the ambit of the Constitution. Now, what are the key constitutions for more than a single term? Now, this can be understood in different ways, right? Number one would be the fact that shall not be elected a second time, single term. It could also mean that, okay, when Jonathan was elected after the former president of blessed memory now, Yaradua passed on, completing that term and all of that, and then he contested, right, in an elections and won, right? Remember, he spent 4 years then. Should not be more than a single term, right? Okay, so that would have been the 4 years. I guess that interpretation this lawyer is having. But then again, you might also want to consider that if this was still on the ticket of his predecessors or the predecessors mandate. You remember the very popular 7-point agenda then? Okay, that's right. And him choosing to contest the 2027 elections might just ask, you are going to only be there for only 4 years, and that is one term, okay? After that, you are done, right? You're not coming back. But then, sections 1, subsection 1, 2, and 3, these sections are emphasizing the supremacy of the Constitution and the importance of adhering to its provisions. All right, now, notable, there has been some notable opinion, right, regarding this topical conversation. I mean, against Jonathan's candidacy, Adams Oshomole, former Edo State governor and senator, advised Jonathan against contesting the 2027 presidential election. And he was warning that it could damage his legacy. He believes the APC would easily defeat Jonathan. Yes, that's what Adams Oshomole, I mean, that's the most recent now. But Bayo Onanuga, special advisor to the president on information and strategy, has also noted that while Jonathan has the right to contest, he may face questions about his eligibility. All right? Okay, you see where this is going now. Dr. Abdul Aziz Adediran has warned Jonathan against contesting, citing President Bola Tinubu's strength and experience. Lagos APC had advised the PDP to allow Jonathan to enjoy his retirement in peace. Now, for those who were supporting Jonathan's candidacy, Professor Jerry Gana, right, PDP chieftain, expressed confidence that Jonathan would contest and defeat the APC come 20 2027. Mohammed is not left out. Bauchi State Governor publicly urged Jonathan to run for the presidency. Remember Abba Moro, senator representing Benue South? He called on Jonathan to vie for the PDP's presidential ticket. Right. And Josephine Washima, former advisor to Jonathan, believes Nigerians appreciate his tenure and would support, his return. Remember Yaya Ability, PDP stalwart. Now, he thinks Jonathan remains a very viable candidate. Now, we're all effort to get through my guest this morning. I don't know if it is as a result of the bad weather or as a result of poor connection has just been proven futile. I understand the disappointment though, because he is an Esquire barrister who is based in ABJ, and he's been doing great things in terms of development and growth for our nation, Nigeria, but for some reason can't get through to him right now. But then again, we will also be connecting with my dear friend and brother who is, I would say, the guest to the family. I'm talking about Comrade Gerald Okachi, as he will also give his own, thoughts on the discourse this morning. Keep in mind that Comrade Gerald Okachi is a human rights activist, a public affairs commentator, social analyst, and conflict resolution expert. Right? He'll be putting his voice in the discourse this morning, and we will get to at least push this conversation a step further, because I do see and that this conversation is one that is still progressive. I mean, Jonathan has not really come out in the open to saying, okay, yes, I'm coming out, but we've heard his wife on countless and numerous times saying that, you know what, I have no belongings in Aso Rock. I don't have a business in Aso Rock, and please don't take me that back there. I'm not even going there. I'm not thinking about it. But is she speaking for herself? Could this be a propagandist or political conversation? Could it be a way to sway those who are in belief that the former president will not come out? Or is it to also persuade the former president to come out? I mean, when you hear statements like that, though, quite a number of meanings can be derived from it. But then let's also just give a little piece into the discourse proper this morning before we get into the nitty-gritty and getting through with at least Comrade Gerald Okachi, who is a very fundamental voice, especially in this time and age in Nigeria. Now, why is everyone agitated about Jonathan's supposed ambition to run come 2027? Have you ever taken out time to ask yourself that question? I mean, if you look at the political terrain, you might also want to think about the likes of Kwankwaso, who, of course, we are beginning to hear some very solid voice that he would be indeed looking into the camping into the All Progressives Congress that is the ruling party, the APC. In fact, in very recent news, we saw where the stalwart had come out saying, we are welcoming you, Kwankwaso, to the APC. Now, you might also want to consider, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, who has been the former vice president during the 1999 candidacy of his principal at the time, who was former president Olusegun Obasanjo at the time. Looking at his pedigree, looking at all of the struggles that he has and the effort he has put into this process of coming through as the president, could he also be chanting the mantra of Emilokan, maybe this time in his own dialect, which I do not really know how to speak, by the way, but it could also be an Emilokan thing. I mean, look at his pedigree, look at the journey from 1999 up until now. He has not sheathed his sword regarding coming out as the Mr. President. Remember the supposed second term, right? The supposed second term of, the second term of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo at the time. There were also news reports that said, Obasanjo had to kneel down or something, begging Atiku that, you know what, just give me the second time, don't worry, you will indeed become the next president. Okay, well, I think Obasanjo was vying for the third term then, all right? So it was said that he had to kneel down, bow to Atiku and all of that so that, he can be given a third chance, a third term, but you know how that went. That didn't really come to fruition. So could it be that Atiku is nursing this ambition as a result of being, so to speak, relegated and if you like politically deceived, and this time he's saying, okay, it's also my turn, I want to be on there. But and then you consider Obi now. I mean, there has been some talk about the efficacy of the obedience movement, especially in terms of the political terrain. Quite a number of persons have said that the incumbent president is one who has the apparatus, everything at his disposal, and will use them as need be to ensure that he sustains power come 2027. But Mr. President, even in his body language and his language and his speech, has continuously said that if Nigerians chose me, right, they chose me for the job because they know I'm the man for the job, and I am indeed doing that job. It will not be easy, but you have to just bear with me a little bit, because the economic reforms will indeed come to shape, and you will begin to appreciate me in the coming years for some of these reforms that I put in place. I mean, look at the NEL fund, look at the tax reform, look at the subsidy removal, even though it's bringing some pain and hardship, but look, it's only for a period of time. Everything will stabilize. But how much did he meet the Nigeria dollar exchange at the time? Was it 700 to a dollar or 500 now? But now what are we talking about? We're talking 1,400 naira. Well, of course, naira is gaining just a little bit, but 1,004, 1,005, 1,006 is just fluctuating. But well, thanks to the CBN's monetary policy ability when it comes to the naira now, at least the fluctuation has not been the one that has gone higher than 1,600 naira to a dollar, right? Okay, so it is helping business people, businessmen and women, to be able to plan, budget and do all sort of things that will indeed pertain to the liveliness and the mind, the beauty and the benefits of their businesses respectively. But then you look at Obi now, and okay, is he indeed in a top shape to be a strong contender for 2027 with what is going on right there? The efficacy of his name doesn't seem to ring so much of a bell when it comes to 2027 general elections. Well, somebody would say we're still young to have these permutations. We might just want to cool it off a little bit and wait for 2026. But I mean, those who understand the politics will understand that, look, better start now than wait for the 11th hour, which 2026 represents, because from a political calculation, it does seem as though 2026 is only but the 11th hour and 2027 is the D-Day year, right? But then, Jonathan now being thrown in the mix. Oh, a number of people say, Jonathan, please, you have a good name. Just let it go and rest. Not rest in peace, but just rest that ambition, at least for now. And let's just see how 2027 pans out. But could it also mean that there are agitations, fears within the political circle that should Jonathan come in 2027, he must strong contender? And some other person said, why is everybody bickering over the Jonathan 2027 ticket, even though he has not come out in the open to saying it? But it does seem as though he has been very vocal very recently, talking about electoral reforms, touching on good governance, talking about leadership. He's been talking a lot, right? And others have said, look, 2015 is not 2025. I mean, this is like 10 years apart. 10 years of Nigeria haven't gone. Nigeria haven't gone to the point of OT law. Do you understand? We have reached the OT law part. Do you really think that you can cope? And that others are coming from another elitist point of view, saying that, look, Jonathan's return is not going to be just Jonathan alone, because there might just be the likes of Obi in the shadows, right? Should he indeed cling to power come 2027, right? That Obi might just be playing a very strong role within his government at the time, and that very strong personality would come into play. That Jonathan has understood his mistakes. I mean, in 2015, many have said he trusted the wrong people. The same people he trusted were the ones who brought to his downfall. That he should have learned from that mistake already. He should be a better strategist. He should know better now how to play this game and put the right people in the right places. Not just the right people, but people of strong personality who know only to stand for the right and stand for the well-being of the masses. I mean, having said all of this, now, I mean, provides a very good start point for the discourse this morning as we go to see how we can indeed have the voice of Comrade Gerald Okachi in the discourse. I mean, in the coming days, we'll look into how we will indeed get a lawyer, right? Again, or get in touch with our lawyer or other lawyers now who have great repute to add their voice in the discourse this morning. A very good morning to you, Comrade Gerald Okachi.
Yeah, very good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Far too kind. On short notice, you still obliged the request to add your voice in the discourse. We don't take that for granted. You're indeed a friend of the family, and we don't take you for granted either. Thank you. Now, Comrade Gerald, I mean, there's so much brouhaha. There's so much political tension going on, and it is as a result of the fact that there has been talks, especially from a very erudite personality in the society like Professor Jerry Gana, who has come out to say, give Jonathan a chance again. Jonathan will come out 2027 regardless of what opposition or the ruling party thinks. He will come out, and when he does, he will indeed take over the reins of power come 2027. But there has also been, dissenting voices saying, look, Jonathan, please do not do this, right? Do not do this. Hold on to that good name of yours, peace ambassador, world peace ambassador. Hold on to it tightly. I mean, you made your mark. We appreciate you for all that you did, from when you were there up until the 2015 year and all. Just rest, please, rest. And they've also cited the fact that should he continue, should he allow himself to be pushed, as they believe that Jonathan is being pushed into wanting to come out for 2027. Should he allow such pressures to mount on him and he succumbs to it, first of all, already begins to show what type of leader he's going to be. Should he cling power 2027? That's one. Secondly, it also points to the fact that he probably does not understand what politics really means and what a good names actually mean. And should he also come through again come 2027, there will be a lot of court cases against him, the types that maybe immunity was able to handle for the time being, but just proceeding to that 2027 itself, we would hear a lot of court cases, and he will be indicted in one way or the other, maybe for corruption, mismanagement, looting, and all of that. And others have shown very sincere concern that, look, now this ambition of yours, Jonathan, is allowing every Tom, Dick, and Harry to want to talk to you, tell you what to do. Don't come out. Don't do this. Just imagine a lawyer in Abuja has come out right now to say, President Bola, I beg your pardon, former President Jonathan, please just calm down and leave where you are. Please don't think about coming through. Filing a petition at the Federal High Court to prevent former President Goodluck Jonathan from contesting come 2027 general election. And he cited sections 1, 2, 3, and the sections 137, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution. Now, this critic is arguing that if Jonathan were to win the 2027 presidential election, he would exceed the 8-year limit for a Nigerian president, and that would be so unconstitutional, according to him. But what is your thought? What are your thoughts, actually, in this regard?
Thank you for having me once again, and we are still in the euphoria of Independence Month celebration. So I will say to our wonderful listeners, Happy Independence Month. And to the studio, you guys, you are doing wonderful. I'll be following you guys even while I travel outside the capital.
Appreciate that.
Many people are not comfortable with this idea of Goodluck Jonathan coming back to run for the president or the highest office in the land, and that is because of many factors that you consider that are very valid, legit, and we discomfort politicians, because 90% of politicians are one way or the other selfish, no matter what they try to project in the public. And some of the things I know that are causing all this uproar is because of power rotation and zoning politics. Nigeria's political arrangements, especially in the PDP or informally in national politics, operates on zoning, rotating power between Jonathan being from the South already served as president from 2010 due to the mess of former President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua to 2015. And many northern politicians feel that his return will disrupt the rotational balance, as they believe the South has already had its turn recently with the Buhari, though Buhari is from the North. This balance is still contested in party politics. Some Southern politicians too, especially in the Southwest, may not want him because his comeback could block their regional chances in 2027. Then you look at the fear of his popularity.
Abuja, get ready for the move of God.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, go ahead.
So the fear of his popularity and sympathy appeal. Jonathan left office with mixed public opinions. But over time, his image has softened and improved. Many now view him as a symbol of peace and democracy because he peacefully handed over in 2015. That public goodwill could make him a dark horse threat in any election. Politicians who have built current influence, especially within APC and PDP, fear being overshadowed by his resurgence. And then he is not fully ownable by any political camp, unlike many active politicians who are deeply tied to their party godfathers or financiers. Jonathan has an independent. Power brokers prefer candidates they can control or influence. You can use examples like the one we have real states and Kogi State, in many states that you can even mention as example. Then Jonathan moral authority and the previous experience makes him less pliable to political manipulation. Hence, many within the elite class, ruling class, may prefer to block him quietly. So he will certainly upset political calculations for both APC and PDP. So new leaders and alliances are already being shaped toward 2027. But Jonathan's re-entry will certainly reset the balance.
All right.
So alliances and campaigning, funding, zoning arrangement, godfathers, expectation would all have to be renegotiated. That creates uncertainty. Many power players don't like that kind of uncertainty. And then you talk about lawyer going to the court, citing...
Comrade, before you get into that, let's just quickly pay a bill. We will be right back, okay? We need to make these monies now. Right, appreciate. All right, we'll be right back in a short bit, and I promise you it will be all about your calls when we do come back after hitting the nail on its head decisively.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Abuja, get ready for the move of God as Christ Embassy Abuja Zone 1 invites you to a night of the spiritual tag Pneumaticus Night with Pastor Enoch Wama. Date is Friday, 7th November 2025 at Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, 8 p.m. Don't miss this night of the Spirit. Prayer, worship, miracles, impartation of grace, and demonstration of the power of God.
There will be buses in all major bus stops and locations.
For more enquiries, call the number 0704 450 9567 or 0808 825 5790. Get ready. One word from God will change your life forever. Powered by Christ Embassy Abuja Zone 1.
Any motor where you dey drive, you need confirm protection, no. For your engine, no. Get make a mobile, make it mobile, no. Make it mobile, yeah. Anywhere you dey, your motor deserve to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, no. Make it mobile, yeah. You carry the go, make everybody join me, say. Make it mobile,
make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
And yes, it's still Eagles Morning Risers Breakfast Show, and precisely this is the politics and current affairs segment of the Morning Rise Breakfast Show. Still with Comrade Gerald Okachi now. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you for having me back.
Yes, you are going to talk about, the place of the lawyer, right, and his petition.
Yes, the report of a lawyer going to test or do academic
John Mary Chukwakasi, GDOB, that's his name.
The name is not even much of an issue for me.
Okay.
I think I look at it as I will not call it jamboree. I would look at it as academic exercise.
Okay.
Because similar thing was filed in 2014 at Federal High Court. Trying to stop Jonathan from contesting 2015 general election, and the Federal High Court made a ruling on that he has that right to contest. And nobody have gone to appeal or maybe Supreme Court. So I think that case have already been settled. So perhaps the lawyer is trying to try his luck or maybe test waters, and because there's no smoke without fire. Maybe some persons may be pushing because they not like the ones we have in 2015. So the judiciary is more weakened, and they are upturning even things that are morally right, doing everything upside down. That even I saw the CJ and saying that they are trying to restore confidence and faith from the public, because they know that the faith in judiciary has already bastardized. So judiciary look like it's been captured. So anything can come out. Maybe because today you can see a ruling and you see counter ruling of the same jurisdiction. So let's just fold our hands and watch, because not just that the Constitution talks about it in section 1373, where the clause states that a person who has been sworn in twice as president cannot contest again. Why Jonathan served only one full term, elected term? He also sworn in after Yar'Adua's death. That makes his case legally debatable.
Right.
But it's not only persons that have been in that situation in this country. We have had a situation where governor died and the deputy take over and they still contest the election and still contest again. You understand? So it's not the first time, it's not the second time. Recent, in the current dispensation of leadership we have today, in Ondo we have Governor Lucky, I'm forgetting the other name. He took over from his principal, the Governor Kitty, who championed Amoteku. You understand? And he has gone for his first term. Hopefully, if he do well, he will go for his second term. Nobody can. So we have had situations like that in the past in this country where somebody will die as a governor or one issue. They had the case in Tarapa way. There are many you can cite. So it's not new in our system. That's why I say that I think it's an academic exercise that the lawyer wants to venture in, or maybe he's trying to test his popularity or possibly get acceptance from the ruling class. And then I'm sure that if Goodluck eventually accepts to run again, it will reopen old rivalries and political grievances. Many power brokers in both PDP and APC rose by opposing Jonathan in 2015, including some now in the ruling structure. You see, during that period, a lot of propagandas were thrown at him, which up to now, those propagandas are still langing. Some of the propagandas is the one that was championed by the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who, led Nigerians to protest against Jonathan for partially removing fuel subsidy. Most of the economic steps that Jonathan wanted to take, they kicked against him. They occupied Nigeria. They said a lot of things about him. At a point, the insecurity we are still facing today, we are used against him to the point that there were these bring back our girls and many activities. So such thing can open up political grievances, and his return could open wounds, and they would rather keep him as a respected elder statesman than a competitor. So, in a short, the resistance of Jonathan's potential comeback isn't just about him personally, it's about power preservation, fear of disruption, of political machinery and the uncertainties of the alliance.
Okay. Well, let's open the phone lines, get to hear from family members now. You can join the conversation straight to the point, your name, your location, very important there. And let's stick to the number 0907 353 0044. That is the number to call. Let's stick to that and be very, very apt. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right, good morning to you.
My name.
Alrighty. Well, that's what it is. I mean, look at who we are as Nigerians. But anyways, keep the calls coming through though. 0907 353 0044 is the number to call. Stick to the number, or better still, get onto the WhatsApp portal number and let us have your thoughts and your take on the issue. Why is everyone agitated about a 2027 comeback for Jonathan? All right. Hi. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Goodluck. How are you?
Very well, thank you, BB.
Happy day. My name is BB Blessing. I'm calling from Osako.
Thank you, BB. Go ahead.
You cut me off today. Well, as you never hear my voice first, right? No, wala.
That's not the case.
Don't worry. You see issue of Goodluck Jonathan.
Yeah.
I want to ask, wetin happen for P2B? Wetin happen for her? At least he don't test the city before. Now the same people where they could spy Goodluck Jonathan say he say this, he say this, he say Doka, he say this, he say. Now they still say may he come back. If I may be Goodluck Jonathan, may he stay where? After all this whole thing don't come out. Next time we go like a bottle. Now the present one now where we know where they never rule. Where they never rule, which is I know what mention. If I mention now they say the truth. No! If we really love this Nigeria, we are saying we are claiming one Nigeria where we be. Let it to be rule. Make these people part of these people, Igbo, make them rule. Please, so that the next peace reign. Goodluck Jonathan don't take the city before. They pursue and come out. After P2B rule finish, we now come back, we now zoom, and then we continue to zoom out so that maybe we get complete. Without that, forget it. I know so when you come back, you go win. Let P2B rule Nigeria. Bye-bye.
All right. So there is an assurance, a certainty on a part that if he comes out talking about P2B now, rather than Jonathan, there is a high chance. But what do you think about all of these? I mean, some of y'all have left your thoughts and your reservations and made it known clearly, saying that there will be no Jonathan for 2027 because the political terrain is not the same as it was in 2015. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Yudi.
Yes, please. Moses. Awesome, welcome.
Thank you. I want to compliment your guest over there.
Right.
He really unveiled very, very secret, which perhaps might be brain behind it. But me, I'm looking at the ruling party. They have seen that they have not gotten a strong opposition. So if will come out, it's going to be a threat to them. That is one point. Then point number two, most of the people who belongs to the former ruling party that worked with him, that later betray, can I use the word betray? Using some of the allegations against him that came out to join the other parties. They are afraid if this man should come and definitely succeed to that very throne, they are in trouble. Do you see that with me?
Right.
Yeah, because the whole allegation that was made when he was on the throne, the same thing that even worse is what we are still experiencing, especially the issue of insecurity and the issue of corruption. Was the issue of security being settled today? Was the issue of corruption being settled today? So you discover that these are threats. Like, look at Adamo Somole. Look at the way he's strongly standing firm that Goodluck Jonathan should not come. So, and thirdly, they believe that if this man should come, most of their secrets will be exposed. That is another thing I'm looking onto. But notwithstanding, for President Goodluck Jonathan, former president, to contest, it's an open contest. Because there is nothing wrong if you say he should come back to contest. We have seen other leaders like Obasanjo, he has ruled before for military. is still contested. Buhari rule is still contested. So there is nothing wrong. So you can't tell me that when he's coming, the legacy he had before. Was it now they will know that the man has a good legacy? No, you look at what we are looking at. Okay. Is it now you are now recommending? When he was there, you didn't know the value. It was when he left, other people came, and you say that if he comes, the good legacy he left, maybe he might be corrupted. No, you call him corrupt president. You say this man didn't rule well. So to me, let the right person come. If he is the right person that God will use him as a savior to this nation, let it come. Because it's an open policy. So taking him to court, I'm seeing like your guest just said, there is no smoke without fire. There might be a set of people who are behind it. Yeah. And they know that this man that is coming is a strong person that can oppose this party, that can strong family as an opposition. Thank you, God bless you.
Appreciate Moses right there. All right, let's see. Comrade Gerald, you heard of the family members. Maybe we will just squeeze this one in, and then, of course, have your thoughts finally in the discourse. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Yudi.
Yes, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Matthew. I'm calling all the way from Abuja, Ekubwa.
All right, appreciate Matthew. Let's have your thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah. Mr. Yudi.
Yeah.
The ex-president, right from as a chairman, as a local government chairman, has been building this legacy. It's not today that the senator from Edo State will come and use that one to deceive us. But the ex-president will not jeopardize the reputation he has built. Jonathan has been building this reputation. Jonathan is a threat. Let the PDP put their hands together and go for him. It's not some president that form a coalition against him. All the something that is protected, the something you should even do the law. Why is he not even me? I wish I'm the one. I will give them a run. I will give them a run from that approval. I urge Jonathan, our ex-president, to not even listen to all this propaganda. If you mean well for this country, if it's the 7 degrees, him up to be, and I urge my telling Northern to trade their weight. Behind the two candidates. This is the only way we can get it right. Goodluck is a big fish. Goodluck is like a whale. So if he come out, they know that the one Nigeria will trade their weight behind him. If it is not him, that then it will be. These are the two persons that of which Nigeria will stand behind them that can give APC and their their cohort. Out of that,
Appreciate Matthew right there. Says if the legacy was not just it didn't just start, in 2015. It started from when he was a local government chair, and it has followed him up until now. You never know, in the words of Moses, he might just be the savior. You never know. But then other political commentators and observers are saying that should Jonathan come in the picture, and indeed he will be a strong voice, he would also displace the chances of a Peter Obi as well as an Atiku Abubakar. Well, Comrade Gerald, what are your thoughts, in all of this, though? Hello, comrade?
I've listened to family members and their contributions, but the truth remains that, P2B is a national figure that has acceptability among the youth and many or majority of Nigerians. But then, when it comes to political structuring and able to galvanize election aside this coalition that is taking place, it's almost difficult to compare him with former president. And of course, with the experience that former presidents have gathered, with regards to backbiting, betrayals, propaganda, and so on and so forth, it makes him a better person to change the tidings of this country, in my view.
Okay.
Currently, the kind of political system we have today is a political system that dwells in intimidation, using coercive way to influence, people to either accept or be, one way or the other, be intimidated or harassed, as we can see from Lagos to Rivers and what have you. And that has made even people that independently, if you ask them to be honest in their bedroom to express their feelings, they will tell that maybe they don't want to join APC or the ruling class, but due to one issue or the other, they are coerced and forced to. So, the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is strengthening his support base in the south because he lost woefully in the south.
Mm-hmm.
South, southeast, and southwest. Most of his votes were gotten from the north. And as of today, those areas where he got most of his votes is not having good relationship with them, even though that hallelujah praise singers of his administration will keep giving him hope. But if you go to the street, you see that it's a different thing. So currently now his support base, he believes that he has strengthened his support base in the southwest, and is making inroad to southeast. If Jonathan comes into 2027 play, he will disorganize those things. The ruling class may support President Bola. The real electorates in the entire south, with a few of some southwest states, will vote Jonathan. And those people that betray him in the north, who now realize that he meant well for them in the north, with the introduction of Amajiri schools and a lot of wonderful things he did for them, will also give him votes because they know that a vote for maybe person like Goodluck Jonathan will not be a deceptive vote that where somebody will come and tell you that I will run for one term, and when he enters there with the power of incumbency, he may change the goalpost, just as we saw with the former President Muhammadu Buhari, who cried in 2011 and said that he will not contest again. And eventually, when he decided to contest, he promised to do one term. At the end of the day, he ended up doing 2 terms.
Right.
We have seen it even play out in certain states, like the nearby states in LCT and Nasarawa, where the current governor promised one-term government. And at the end of the day, he's doing 2nd term. So they know that with Goodluck, it's a sure backer that it will not be where somebody will promise you 1 term. At the end of the day, he will change the goalpost. So I'm sure that he has more chances of, removing sitting government, the ruling government now, than any other aspirants or big names mentioned. And that's why most of the politicians are getting about it, and they are doing everything possible to stop him from going, so that the support base already gotten by this ruling class cannot be shaken.
Okay. Well, just to add to it, recall that in 2018, adding to your voice, there was also a similar controversy arising when President Muhammadu Buhari's eligibility to contest for a second in court. I mean, at the time, though, the Supreme Court ultimately ruled in favor of Buhari's eligibility. And this historical context is actually highlighting the ongoing debates and the challenges surrounding Nigeria's electoral laws and processes, which quite a number of Nigerians have called out to Mr. President saying, please, you are not to appoint the next INEC chair. Please don't appoint. That's not what we want. And this is also part of what the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, has been poised about, talking about loudly without any fear or favor, saying, look, there has to be an electoral reform and we must get it rightly in Nigeria. Thank you, far too kind, Comrade Gerald Okachi, for adding your voice in the discourse. You are a human rights activist, a public affairs commentator, a social analyst, and a conflict resolution expert. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate. And yes, to each and every one of us that have also taken our time to add our voice in the discourse, let's hope that the best will indeed better the good of yesterday. All right? The best of today should better the good of yesterday. We are not going backwards. We'll be moving forwards, because that's what we need to do as a people of sanity, as a people of integrity, as a people who are well cultured. My name is Goodluck Daniel.
Are you